Uh, I think I found another way to get online. I'm still using the coffee room Wi-Fi, but I discovered I have an Xfinity login. Do you know if anybody has Comcast? They, even if you're not the main account holder, they keep on advertising that you can use Xfinity hotspots and you can do whatever. Well, I found out that in fact I have a username and I have a password, and I was actually successfully able to log into Comcast from the apartment that I'm staying in here. And I think that is really groovy. I hadn't planned on doing a live stream right now, but guess what? I figured I would like to check in. I still would like to learn how to do these live things without having to do the vertical. It's very unnatural for me. Oh, but I wanted to show off my Trump thing. I hope my audio is okay. I think I'm going to have this phone serviced. I've dropped it 3 times already, and I've noticed that it has a funny distortion on the sound, so I've already damaged it. So, I got coffee. Would you like some of my coffee? Oh, I want to say something about we had a plane crash here overnight, and I had the TV on. One of the local TV stations is the Fox affiliate, Channel 5, and normally they have a little bit of news programming, but then they have other things, but they've had nothing but news since like 10 o'clock at night. And when I was shopping for the cell phone, I was near some of those locations that they were talking about. The Navy Yard. I was in Alexandria, Virginia. I was near the Pentagon. I was in Pentagon City. I was near Arlington National Cemetery. But now, as far as how long I'm going to be staying here, today's Thursday, we're supposed to be getting rain tomorrow. I certainly don't want to be walking around in a very large steel backpack that might weigh more than me for all I know with all the crap I have in it. So it seems to me that Saturday would probably be the best to go. But if Greyhound charges a little bit more to travel on the weekends, I may hold off until Monday. Now, my original plan for coming back here, I was going to stay through Chinese New Year, and I was going to find something going on in Chinatown, and I was going to wear the closest thing to that kind of festive as I brought, which would be a Hello Kitty holiday sweater. I never did get that Chinese sheath dress that I wanted to get. I have some things that are like fuchsia kind of color, but I would want something red for that. And eventually I will get one because I do like to get my things. Oh, I'm not very extremely much a morning person, but I did a lot of running around yesterday, but I really accomplished a lot. There is going to be a video you guys are going to see that I filmed here that I think will really do well for my channel. I think it will help a lot of people, and I want you guys to stay tuned. Even if any of you are teachers or you know people who are teachers and teach civics, I got to do an interview with somebody I consider to be a constitutional scholar, someone who is well-versed in the Bill of Rights, well-versed in American history. And we did an interview of over an hour and 10 minutes long yesterday. Now, the thing is, when you try to upload something like that, depending on how fast your Wi-Fi thing is, it can take at least 2.5, 3 times the length of time it took to make the video to actually upload it, because you've got an AI running in the background that's checking to make sure that you didn't violate any copyright things or any of the other major must not do's for YouTube. And then it processes things. And then first they process it into standard definition. Then after a while, they process it to high definition, and that takes a little extra time. I'll give you a little reference. When I went into this room to upload the video for yesterday, the video itself was 14 minutes long, something like that, and yet the actual processing time ended up being more like 3 hours. So, but it is what it is. Now, I am probably I try to upload things in more or less chronological order. It makes more sense. It's more honest. One of the things I noticed doing cell phone uploads, unless I haven't learned all the ins and outs yet, normally you put in a different metadata. When I post a video, you can post the day that you created it, so that you have two sets of metadata. You have two sets of information on your video list, the day that you uploaded it and the day that it was actually created. So, and I like things to be in more or less chronological order so it makes more sense. But I also, it's just like with real programming, they reserve the right to interrupt scheduling programming if something really important happens, some breaking news, usually of a catastrophic nature. Like when I've had cats die on me, obviously that is the now important thing, and that would interrupt things. But, but because some of the footage I shot might take a real long time to upload, I'm thinking maybe when I'm taking the bus back, since they have Wi-Fi and everything, I will, since I have this device, I'll get to test this out. One thing I didn't really get to show a lot of here was some of the famous landmarks. Pictures of the Washington Monument. Everything that you think of when you think of Washington, D.C. It's always really something to get pictures of those things. It's really a thrill. It's like proving, my goodness, these things that you see on the news, these things you see on TV, these things you read about in the paper, they're real and they're here. And it's easy to take things for granted. It might not seem special to you when it's just you're walking to work and you see, oh, that's the White House over there, and oh, that's the Lincoln Memorial, and oh, that's the National Mall. But I appreciate it a lot. Oh, boy. I'm going to hate to leave this town behind. I really am. But of course, I'm going to be sobered with the reminder that when it's cold, it gets cold. Now, this weekend, it's supposed to not be too terribly bad. But I think one day this week it's supposed to hit possibly 63. But of course, what good is it if it's that warm if it's going to be really windy? I want to film some more parties. That would be a lot of fun too. Of course, that said, I am out of weed now, and I'm not going to spend any more money on it. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to spend any more money on marijuana for the rest of the year, because when you think of how long it takes to make money, depending on what you do, and then you think about the things you usually spend it on, it seems to me the biggest thing I spend money on is tech. And when you think of how expensive weed is, and I have spent, when I think of what the cell phone was, and I think about what the weed was, and the weed was, well, anyway, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. There's a reason why people get things for free. There's a reason why people who love weed will get roaches on the ground. Because it's expensive, man. It really is. So how you guys doing? I'm messing with my screen here. I want to see if there's anything that I'm supposed to be doing here. I don't particularly enjoy talking to myself here, so I'm gonna show you the view. The view. Oh boy. Coffee. This is the coffee brand that we make here. Is anybody up? You guys still asleep? What? No, if there's nobody to talk to, I'm gonna cut this short. Because, I don't like talking to myself. I'm gonna assume you guys are okay. I just thought maybe you would appreciate another live stream, but if you guys are all watching the news about that plane crash, I certainly understand. Alright, I guess I will let you guys go. Go about your day. I'll be fine. I guess I'm going to be packing up today because got a lot of crap to get in that backpack. And it's gonna really suck to leave Washington, D.C. I love it here. And I could probably get an apartment here with the program the city has and stuff. The only thing is they do that. Usually you got to be in town around Juneteenth, okay? And that's not necessarily the most welcoming time of the year because depending on who you are, you just might not feel very welcome with all the festivities that are going on and stuff. So, because I had a chance to come out here a couple years ago during that time just to try to get that program. But the thing is, I think you have to make a series of appointments and you have to probably get some kind of a case manager and stuff. And anyhow, I can't leave my mother. And as far as the cat goes, I would probably have to see about getting my cat and every cat I ever have designated as an emotional support animal. And the thing is, I think there may be some implications with that if I say that my cat is my emotional support cat, then I don't want people to think that means that I have some kind of mental illness or something, because then if you get on the record for having any kind of mental instability, it can really impact your other civil rights and your constitutional rights. So there's a lot of reasons why people would be loath to make themselves vulnerable like that. So, but I need to make sure that I can never be denied housing because of my cats, and I have to make sure that I could never get evicted for having a cat, because obviously when we adopt an animal, they are dependent on you, and if something happens that you let them down, it's obviously not acceptable. So I'm going to go back to the room upstairs, and I'm going to get back watching TV, and I'm going to pack and maybe write in my journal, and I guess I will check in with you guys. Maybe try logging on when I think there's some people on, because I don't like talking to myself. My mom talks to herself, and she acts cuckoo when she does it, and I tell her she just don't act crazy. I know too many people who are, and it's really, I'm not amused. And news, of course, is not amusing. Don't have a lot of good news, huh? Alright, well, I'm going to get off this thing. I will see you guys later. Bye. But when you see I'm on, please say something. Because, we feel awkward when you're talking and nobody responds. It makes the person feel that they're wasting their time because nobody's bothering to talk to them. So, if you want these live streams to continue, you really should interact with me. Otherwise, I could drop this and I could break it and I could just never come back on YouTube again. don't think you guys want that, and I don't either. So please talk to me if you see me on, okay? It's a polite thing to do. Talk to you later. Bye.